Good afternoon, fans, and welcome to the Galaxy League Playoffs round number 1, where we will be featuring a matchup tonight between Ragnarok and Carbon. Thank you so much. Excuse me for everybody joining us tonight. I am Yeso, your host and play-by-play caster for the day, as we hit up our first best of 3 of the postseason. And joining me on the desk to kind of christen the season 1 playoffs here, Freelance, the godfather of Ozone Gaming and the Galaxy League. Welcome to the desk, my friend. Are you as excited as I am?
Yeah, I'm super hyped for this matchup. This is our first ever playoff match in Galaxy League, and being able to see two teams that have had recent changes, and really excited to see what they can do in this match.
I am definitely very, very hyped for this match, and definitely, considering kind of how the season ended, I think we may be getting some surprises here in this series, but we will discuss that a little bit later. First of all, again, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Remember, we are live every Wednesday night, typically around 4:45 Pacific, 7:45 Eastern. Some times may be adjusted for the postseason for these series. The best way you guys can keep track of that is if you go over and just keep tabs on ozonegaming.com. That's OZON3 gaming.com. If you go over there, you can keep tabs under the schedule, Galaxy League schedule, for timings for all of the matches. So make sure to keep an eye on that just in case things do change. But things should be fairly consistent here. Another way to keep track of us, I mean, if you want to know when we're going to go live, throw a follow or a subscribe. Those buttons are at the top of your screen. You can get notifications when we do go live. If you do want to keep track of the playoffs here, going to have a lot of great League of Legends for you guys to watch. Other ways to support us as well, consider donating. The donation link is down in the description. Portions of all those donations do go directly into the prize pool for the season, which is totally awesome. Also, if you do want to join the Ozone Atmosphere Gaming Center Discord, that link is down there as well. Really good community here at the Ozone Gaming Atmosphere Gaming Center. So make sure to check that out. Come meet some people. You can even meet some of the players playing in the league. Finally, my last little bit of business here. Want to throw some thanks over to League of Mentoring, our awesome sponsor throughout this first season, an educationally focused server within the League of Legends community who does some awesome stuff. Really, really good coaching over there. They've got a lot of highly ranked coaches who can really help you, with anything that you're struggling with. You want to climb in solo queue, they can help you do that. And they've got a variety of tools from VOD reviews to lane discussion to tier lists and all that kind of good stuff. So if you are curious about their services, make sure to click on their logo in the description. That will take you right to their Discord server. And make sure to thank them as well for supporting the Galaxy League and Ozone Gaming. They've done a lot for us, and we certainly appreciate their support. Now, as we turn to tonight's series, we are featuring Ragnarok facing off against the last place Carbon here in the first round, our first best of 3. And a couple of things I do want to highlight as we kind of preview this series a little bit before we do get into Champion Select. A couple of teams on very different ends of the spectrum here. Ragnarok finishing in 5th place. Carbon sitting down at 8th place at the end of the season with a 1-13 record. But something very important to notice is the recent form here. Ragnarok has not been as strong of a team as of late. They haven't had a 2-win week since week 3. They finished 1-3 in their last 4 games. One of those losses being to Carbon, which I think is very important. And while Carbon hasn't necessarily been lighting the league up recently, when you think about the struggles that they have had throughout the season and they finally were able to get a win in the last week, you got to imagine that that's a huge weight lifted off their shoulders, don't you think, Freelance?
Yeah, I 100% agree. With Ragnarok's recent performance and roster changes, that's going to play, I think, a big factor in this game, because we don't know a lot about Ragnarok. And with Carbon's recent performance, as you mentioned, getting the win and facing the team that they got that win versus in the first round of playoffs, I think is going to be a huge confidence boost for Carbon, and I think we could see a lot closer game than what the record would indicate that we would.
Yeah, they have got to be feeling very confident coming into tonight's series, and I would imagine they're just probably going to play very loose tonight. There really are no expectations for this team. Everybody's going to be kind of counting them out, and I think Carbon can certainly relish in that underdog role, and I'm very curious to see if they can actually follow through on that. But I do want to ask you now, Freelance, as we get very close to Champion Select here, do you have a prediction for me for this series and possibly how many games you think it does go?
Oh boy, this is a tough one because Carbon looked pretty decent in the last week, and we don't know a lot about Ragnarok's current roster, so it could end up. I kind of gotta lean towards Ragnarok here just because of record, and the fact that the team has had a little bit of time to gel since the end of the season. But it's a coin flip at this point.
I certainly think that, and kind of as you mentioned earlier, this series is much closer than you would expect, just based on the records. But I personally am going to have to actually go with Carbon here. I think it's going to go 3 games, so I think it's a 2-1 for Carbon. But just with, I think, how Carbon's attitude will be coming into the series, kind of the unknowns for the Ragnarok lineup, and you bring in a couple of new players, and all of a sudden you just kind of have to mesh here at the last minute, and it's definitely a different game from solo queue coming into this team environment, and I have some confidence in Carbon. It certainly could go both ways, but if I had to choose, I think Carbon is going to take this one 2-1.
Yeah, I definitely think that's fair. Like I said, it could go either way, so gonna really be interesting to see what can happen this game.
All right, well, go ahead.
I'm also really excited to see what happens in the draft, because Irelia 1 is disabled on this new patch, and as well as the fact that there are new players on both teams, and just seeing how differently the draft will play out, I think could have a really big factor on this game as well, and on the series in total.
We definitely couldn't agree more as we get ready to get into Champion Select here for our game of the series. In this season's playoffs, we want to hit you guys with that roster rundown. Selecting the blue side here for game number 1 is going to be Ragnarok, with Evil Gambit in the top lane, Mike's World, their jungler Greybody in the mid lane, their new 80 carry Tumble OP, and Vercom 12 rounding out that lineup at support.
And over on the red side, we have Carbon. We have Glan's Damon, I hope I'm saying that right, in the top lane. OC Twisted Flay in the jungle. Reyes in the mid lane. Hadarius at 80 carry. And Tycho 13 at support.
Glan's Diamant? I feel like I want an E to be there at the end, like Glan's Diamante or something, but probably just stick the Glands maybe.
Yeah.
In the cast, just stick with what we know.
Yeah, Glands, if you're watching, message us on Discord so we say your name right.
Yeah, or we could just flame you all day and call you 10 different things, and you never know.
Yeah, we have done that before with Impulse's top laner.
Yeah, or that guy. But we are into draft for our first game of the day. Ragnarok facing off against last place Carbon. Both of these teams fighting to move on to the quarterfinals in a matchup with Nitrogen as they are waiting for the winner of this series. No surprises here from the early bans. Tristana banned away by Ragnarok, taking away one of Hadarius's picks on the Tristana there, and the Jax banned away by Carbon, a staple champion from Mike's World. He hasn't been playing it a lot in the jungle. He's actually been playing a ton of it in the top lane. He's got 54 games on it with a 63% win rate in solo queue, but still respecting that pick. I'm going to drop that away. And then the Fizz ban, pretty simple target ban there away from Raze. That is hands down his best champion.
Yeah, overall, I like this, what Ragnarok is doing here for their bans. They're banning out a lot of power picks, as well as getting that target Fizz in there. And overall, I think that they're leaving themselves open to get a very strong first pick here, with potentially a pick like a Skarner, or even if they want to go with something like one of the top 80s right now, like a Caitlyn, I think that could definitely be a possibility, but they will lack in that Sejuani first.
So something I do want to note, and it's kind of obvious by his name, but Tumble OP is a Vayne main. Plays it a ton, is pretty solid on it as well, and I expect it to be permabanned, but interestingly enough, Carbon has actually let it through in this first ban phase, so if they want to, Ragnarok could pick that up here in this second rotation. The Caitlyn, though, possibly going to discourage that. Honestly, smart pick there by Carbon. May honestly just discourage Tumble OP from even going to the Vayne pick, considering just the heavy range disadvantage Vayne would be at in the matchup.
Yeah, I don't think you can go Vayne here. Caitlyn already has a really strong lane phase, and picking a Vayne into that is just going to make that lane that much harder, no matter your support. So, yeah, I definitely think the Caitlyn was a very smart pick here. Also, the Darius too. I know Glanz, that's one of his best top laners, and we do see Renekton as the counter into that. So that's going to be really interesting to see how the laning phase plays out, because we could see a lot of actions up there.
Yeah, we definitely could see some action though in the bottom lane as the Blitzcrank locked in for Ragnarok. Nothing to pair it with as of yet, but you can already tell that Ragnarok will have some kill pressure bottom lane, be able to force out some summoner spells if Carbon isn't careful. We'll have to see what they want to select here with their last pick, hovering the Ahri, and they will lock that one in. Ray's gonna grab that champion. Kind of, has played it a little bit, not necessarily what you would expect from Raze. He loves his assassins, Fizz, Zed, Echo. Has played well over 100 games in solo queue between those three champions, but going with the mage here on the Ahri, probably a safer blind pick this time around. But the Vayne actually banned away by Carbon, not content to even let Tumble OP consider playing it into the Caitlyn. They are going to just ban it away.
Yeah, I'm thinking we'll see another 80 carry ban come from the side of Carbon here. Ragnarok still has to pick their bot lane. Well, they actually have to pick their 80 carry and mid lane, so, and I think 80 sees a better pool to pinch right now. And we do see a Zac ban as well for Ragnarok here.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Caitlyn is actually another champion that Tumble does like to play, so they've already pinched his pool quite significantly here. And I would expect maybe a Jinx ban here if they really want to target Tumble.
Syndra.
No, it's going to be the Syndra. So closing up Greybody's champion pool here a little bit as the Orianna and the Syndra are banned away. Going to have to see what he wants to take. He also plays a lot of Ahri as well, so we may see him forced down to possibly a mid lane Morgana. We'll have to see what he wants to take here, but the Warwick is going to be the last ban there for Ragnarok, as Carbon looks to grab either their jungler or their support now.
Skarner is open, and he is a very strong jungler in the meta right now. I'm not sure if Light plays it though. We do see the Lux locking though. Yeah, Lux did get a significant buff in the recent patch. I believe her ultimate with the mastery or rune changes, she can get her ult down to, I believe, like 12 seconds at this point.
Cooldown?
What? Yes.
Hello?
There's a post on the Reddit talking about that. So
that is ridiculous. As if people didn't hate Lux. My got cooldown refund on kill, buff to 30, 40, 50%.
There is a Stunner. We do see a Jhin and Zoe here to round out Ragnarok's comp. We do see a Skarner here for Carbon.
So that is going to be the Lux support. So both of these bottom lanes have good kill pressure.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bot lanes. I'm definitely favoring Ragnarok's, even though the Caitlyn is a strong pick early. I think the Blitzcrank gives a lot of pressure, and picking Lux into that, you might end up struggling because Lux is so squishy. It's going to be interesting to see where Carbon puts their focus if they do put it bot lane and try to get Hidarius and Tycho ahead to where they can just roll over lane and don't have to worry about getting cooked by Burkhan here. As for the rest of the comps, I definitely think top lane is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how Evil, if he can get ahead in this lane, because Darius can somewhat struggle into Renekton, but it's not an automatic win for the Renekton. Jungle, it's fairly even. Skarner does have a faster clear than Sejuani, but Sejuani does have a better team fight presence and better engage. Mid lane, I think, is just going to be both of these mid laners looking for roams and trying to help out their team where they can, and just being there for wave clear. So
it's going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. I know with the Lux buffs, you know, and the cooldown on her ultimate with that refund, like, she can be pretty oppressive. But I feel like if you were looking for Lux as a support and you already knew the Blitzcrank was coming, I honestly feel like Morgana may have just been a better pick for Tycho, because you still get the binding, and then you also get the Black Shield to protect your carry in this 2v2. So I would have liked the Morgana a little better, but if the bot lane can snowball and get some gold, some solid gold on this Lux, then maybe she can be just that second AP threat once you hit the mid game and she gets a couple items under her belt. But we'll have to see how that one pans out.
It's definitely a risky pick, but in a 3-game series, this would be the game to do it, because you do have that fallback game to where if the strategy doesn't work out, you can go back to something else that you know is tried and true later in the series.
And that's definitely something I'm very interested to watch when you move from best of ones to best of threes and best of fives, getting to watch how teams adjust over time, how the draft changes, and those, you know, you hear it on the LCS broadcasts every year during playoffs. Those little mini metas that you see in these best of series that develop between these two teams are very, very interesting, and I'm curious to see how this one develops throughout tonight's match.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to be really interesting, especially with how bronze and silver can vary in terms of the meta. It's not the same champions that you're used to seeing. You know, you're seeing things like a Malphite ban and Fizz ban. Those are champions that are specifically targeted at one person just because you don't want to see those and you think that it'll mess up your team comp. And I think it's going to be interesting to see if we see more of those target bans come out in future draft phases, or if we start seeing more of those picks get through draft phases, or something like a Skarner, who is one of the top tier champions right now.
We're gonna have to see just how the one pans out. Spectator delay almost up, so we're about ready to get into game number 1 of this series. I want to see everybody spamming in the Twitch chat Ragnarok win or Carbon win. Who do you guys got taking this first game of the day? Who will take that first step towards advancing to the quarterfinals to face Nitrogen?
Yeah, one more quick note on the Lux changes. She can get her ultimate down to 11.5 seconds here. And that's due to the presence of mind changes. Can't talk here. So she has to at least be level 16, and has to have 40% CDR with ultimate hat and presence of mind, and she can get it down to 11.5 seconds.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start playing Lux again. That sounds like super free late game.
I will also believe that's if you hit it too. So
Yeah, you have to
if
you
you
have
miss-
to get the cooldown refund from your ult. So what is it? Yeah, so you get refund on kill. And it also triggers on any enemy champions who die shortly after being hit by the ultimate. And that's a 1.75 second window. So Lux might be just my my mid lane pick if I ever get auto-filled out of, which never happens, but you know.
I've gotten it a couple times. It's rare, but it can happen.
I feel like you would never get auto-filled out of to mid though.
I had it happen one time, and
Interesting.
yeah, I'm not much of a mid player, so I wasn't too happy about it. But my mid is my worst role by far. You ask me to play mid, I'm just gonna try to play Orianna and just hope not to die.
Supports are spoiled. We rarely have to play our off roles.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. We'll be into games momentarily once Glands gets his hamsters moving on the wheel to get him loaded into this game.
Looking at summoners, Greybody did take Cleanse in the mid lane versus Reyes. And he does have Comet, so he will be stuck with that the entire game. Obviously, the W can get him out of sticky situations, but Reyes also did take Ignite, so that's going to be seeming a little bit more of an aggressive lane for Reyes than what I may have originally thought. And also, Hadarius took Barrier in the bot lane. We have seen that a couple times in LCS, as well as Cleanse in the bot lane. But interesting that he would take it on Caitlyn. Maybe wanting the extra safety versus Blitzcrank.
Well, I would assume it's probably for that mid to late game burst that you get on the Zoe. You know, if you get caught, heal typically isn't going to be enough, but the barrier does give you a lot more breathing room. So we'll have to see just how that one shakes out. But here you have it, folks. We are on to the Rift game number 1 between Ragnarok and Carbon as these two teams face off, looking to move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, this is the final game or series of round 1, as Zion did forfeit their first round match versus Instinct. So Instinct does move on to face, I believe, Aztecs here, and the winner of this will face next in quarterfinals.
Double 5-man invades here, but it looks like Carbon may get lucky here. If Twisted Flay hops into the brush and waits, they may be able to catch out.
Carbon didn't see him.
Round, yeah, they haven't seen him yet. I love the spam from Glands there. I can't remember what who the YouTuber is, but I just can't. Every time I see that Darius spam, I just think of an old video where people were playing just really bad trumpet sounds over that when he was doing that emote spam, and it makes me laugh every time. But Ragnarok could get a pick here. Carbon moving over to the blue buff. Yep, Ragnarok's waiting and being patient. That's going to be a kill. Down goes Twisted Flay, and that's the first blood over to Greybody. Hello?
That was an accidental flash for sure.
Fat Finger by Evil Gambit will lose his flash. Doesn't look like Carbon will be much the wiser, so he may be able to not be punished for that.
I'm not sure if Carbon knows about that, but if Glands can take advantage of that, that could actually be a disaster for Evil in this lane.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just check. There was a ward drop, but it wasn't by Carbon, so I would safely assume that Carbon doesn't know about that spent summoner spell, but Glands playing aggressively here, able to fully stack his passive onto Evil Gambit, bleeding through his health bar pretty significantly. Both of these top laners taking Conqueror, so they will get that bonus AD that resets in these extended trades since they are melee champions. So you can see a lot of damage coming out of these two when they decide to fight in the 1v1.
Yeah, and Ragnarok did only get that kill off the invade. So Flay should have his blue buff, but he is looking like he's heading towards Carbon's or Ragnarok's blue buff here.
Yeah, it is trying to get the invade here on Mike's World. Will at least bully him off of the blue momentarily. Delayed help coming from top lane. Ooh, Hook is going to land on Hadarius in the bot lane. This could be big trouble, and down goes the Caitlyn. Tumble OP grabbing an early kill there. He's going to feel very good about that. Remember that Caitlyn does want to kind of bully the laning phase. Oh, bad smite there. Mike's World is going to be able to grab that blue buff as Twisted Flay kind of jumped the gun there.
Yeah, unfortunately not high enough level to smite steal that away. So that will be a bit of wasted time. Hopefully he can pick up the blue that's up on his side, and it'll still be even. Still a lot of time spent for that.
But the point I was trying to make about the Caitlyn is Caitlyn's laning phase is pretty good, able to trade fairly well, pushes pretty solidly, and getting that early kill and getting Hadarius behind is going to help Tumble OP a lot out here in the laning phase and just make his life a little bit easier here.
Yeah, for sure. Tumble already has a 13 CS lead, and we could. Wow.
Goodbye. The lands there, and ooh, Twisted Flake could be caught here, forced to flash away, but Tumble is going to. Second kill for the Jhin as Twisted Flay caught out in his jungle, and Carbon not looking too solid here to start off this game, getting consistently punished across the map, and they're very behind to start off this first game. Already a 2,000 gold lead for the side of Ragnarok.
Yeah, Ragnarok looking really solid here with their new roster. Overall, working together very well and performing well in each of their lanes.
Seems like they're definitely out here to avenge their lost Carbon a week ago. Flash Hook will miss from Vercom there, so that summoner spell will not force out a play, but it may actually bait in the Carbon bot lane here. They may feel comfortable pushing, knowing that the Blitzcrank doesn't have flash, and it actually may bait them into a position where Mike's World can come in and make a play. He's waiting in that brush in the river. No vision for Carbon. They're not pushing fast enough. So it looks like Ragnarok will just back as Glands and Evil Gambit are trading again in the top lane. Conqueror is activated for both. Leads are stacked up to 5, and oh man, the health bar just draining away there from Evil Gambit. As Glands just in these extended trades, and when he's able to get up those 5 stacks for his bleed, it's just so hard for Gambit to win that trade afterwards.
Yeah, it's gonna pretty much continue even after both these top laners hit 6. Glands is just going to be able to outtrade. Gambit does have to get in there, get quick trade, and try to get out before the return damage can come through.
Yeah, in this matchup, Gambit almost would have been better taking maybe Electrocute to get a little more burst for those short trades, because if he stays too long, he's almost guaranteed to lose the trade when Glands is able to stack up his passive. Twisted Flay up on the top side, waiting for the lane gank here on Gambit. Could walk right into him, but Mike's World is nearby. Twisted Flay biding his time, being patient. The hook is going to land on the Tycho in the bot lane. There goes his health bar, though, and Tumble OP grabs his 3rd kill of the game as the support does go down. Glands baiting in Mike's World. There's going to be the 2v2. Gambit is very low, and here comes the spawner. Is going to get the stun there. Gambit being able to walk away, though, has his ultimate plans. Force to flash away. Mike's World going to try and chase them down. Is going to stun Twisted Flay, and Gambit is going to be able to grab that kill. His 2nd of the game, and pop. Goodbye, Caitlyn, as Tumble OP gets
Flash
his fourth kill, and the double kill actually for Evil Gambit is stayed a little too long in the top lane and gets punished for it. 8-0 lead for the side of Ragnarok as they've absolutely dominated in the laning phase.
Yeah, and we're not even at 8 minutes yet. This is an incredible performance coming out from Ragnarok here.
Ragnarok seems determined to make a statement that they're going to get revenge for that loss in week number 7 to Carbon, coming out to prove that they are the better team, and they have certainly showed that so far. A 4,000 lead, just hitting 8 minutes. Ragnarok is very securely in control of this game.
Yeah, the only member of Carbon to not die so far has been Reyes in the mid lane. He's been holding his own. Is down a slight amount of CS though. Glanz is up in CS, but he does have 2 deaths in the top lane. And Gambit does have 3 kills, so gold lead is favoring Evil Gambit here.
Tycho and Hidarius could be in big trouble here.
Whoa.
The last shot from the Jhin nearly takes down Tycho. Secure the kill. Will force the Carbon support to back to base here and leave Hidarius alone in lane. Vercom has now showed up, so this Caitlyn has to be very, very careful, and they're just going to be able to push Hidarius back under his tower.
Yeah, being alone in lane is definitely not the place you want to be in a matchup like this, especially when Jhin already has his lethality item this early in the game.
Oh my gosh, he already has his Yomu's Ghostblade and some brown bags, so the Jhin is very, very strong right now, and the Caitlyn just sitting on a pickaxe in those base boots. Gambit is going to trade again into Glanz, and good job there. Gets in, uses all of his spells, gets right back out. Glanz doesn't even get the chance to burn through the entire bone plating there before he is gone, and that's how he is going to win a lot of trades in the top lane. There's the ultimate though from Mike's World on to Raze. This could possibly be his first death. Does ult away and will just be able to escape from the damage.
Yeah, they do force the ult out. Hidarius did pick up that blue there. Vercom is a little far up here.
Could be in trouble, does get caught by the snare. They're trying to unload on Blitzcrank, but Twitch play is very squishy at this point in the game and is forced to back away, just sitting on his upgraded smite item, the Stalker's Blade, and a rejuve bead, so he is not tanky whatsoever in these fights. Has to be very conservative at this point, especially considering how far behind he is.
Yeah, for sure. Overall, Carbon just not able to get anything going with the early deficit that they have here. They also do have an Inferno up as the first dragon, which could make it that much worse for Carbon here.
Gambit activating the ultimate there, but just backing away afterwards, so go in for the tower dive as of yet. Just content to force Hidarius to farm under tower. There's the flash hook. Is good. Not gonna forces out the barrier, but there's the ultimate from Jhin as Glanz does die on the top side to the tower dive. Hidarius just able to escape from Tumble OP. But now 2 big carries for the side of Ragnarok, now 4-0-1, both Evil Gambit and Tumble OP just so unbelievably strong at this point. Ray is trying to fight Greybody here in the mid lane, could possibly go down. The Ignite is ticking. Is it going to be enough as of yet? Greybody still trying to chase him down, and will be able to grab the kill. OC Twisted Play possibly going to try and trade back, but he is slept, and Greybody is going to be able to sneak away here from that 2v1.
Yeah, really well played there by Greybody, using the flash and the ignite that he picked up to pick up the kill there. Reyes wasn't able to use his flash or ignite there. So overall, he does hold on to the summoners, so if there is another fight, he might be able to get the advantage on that. But that's already 2 kills going over to Greybody here.
Tumble is going to be able to juke away from the snare. He looks like he wants to go for the 4th shot nearly up. Does he flash for it? He does, and that's the goodbye Tycho. 5-0-1. Tumble OP is absolutely going off right now.
Yeah, this is impressive here from Tumble.
Greybody is collapsing on the mid lane. Does get the ult or Twisted Flay, excuse me, collapsing on Grey Body. Grey Body just going to be able to escape there as Riz a little too late to the fight.
Yeah, just ended up flashing forward too late and wasn't able to land the spells there.
Gold lead for Ragnarok continuing to grow here, nearly at 6,000 right now as they just continue to control this game. Taking a peek at item builds. First item's going to start coming out across the board for Ragnarok. As we mentioned, the Youmuu's Ghostblade already picked up by Tumble OP. I would imagine the Black Cleaver will be ready to be picked up by the Renekton probably by the next time that he goes back. He's going to be very close to that item. Cinderhulk should be picked up by Mike'sworld probably next time he backs. The 2-0 Grey Body has got to be feeling very good, rushing that early Lichbane, it appears. So Ragnarok feeling very, very good in this early game, just eclipsing 13 minutes with that 11-0 kill lead. Grey Body going to try and go for Reyes. Ooh, that burst. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're seeing the power of a 6,000 gold lead this early into the game.
It's
Right
absolutely brutal. I'm having like PTSD flashbacks to my bronze solo queue days. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Being in Carbon's position before, it's not fun to be here. You just are sitting there wondering, like, do I have to play League of Legends right now?
Yeah, very, very difficult for Carbon here, and it just, at this point in the game, you're just sitting there, and it's so difficult to even see any sort of path back into this game. You're so far behind, and Ragnarok just controls the tempo, they control the map, they control the vision, all the objectives. Like, they just, this entire game is in their hands, and you know, you're essentially just waiting for Ragnarok to hand you a way back into this game, and the way that they're playing right now, it looks like they will, able to pick up that early Infernal Drake. We are going to get the fight on the top side. That's a big croc as Reyes is going low. Here comes the Zoe, and this could be a huge fight. Gambit is going to get the double kill there onto the Darius. Down goes Twisted Flay, and that's another great fight on the side of Ragnarok, possibly looking to go for the perfect game here. 14-0 right now. The hook is going to miss on the bottom side, but Carbon, man, big trouble right now.
Yeah, I mean, being down 7.5k gold at this point in the game, and no towers have gone down yet, that's an extremely scary sight. It's nearly 10,000 after the first tower goes down.
Hook is going to land there on a Tycho. The CC Tumble OP having now his 6th kill there. Tycho dropping again, and now the gold lead continuing to balloon, now 9.5k. I don't know what more to say here. Just domination from Ragnarok, as they have certainly made a statement in this early game to start off this series.
With their comp, this is exactly what you want. Jhin can do well bot lane early. Usually versus Caitlyn, it's not this one-sided. But with the Renekton, you are aiming for a really strong early game and having your Renekton be super fed. So if you're Ragnarok, this is exactly what you want out of your comp, because you don't scale the absolute best out of
oh, this could be big trouble for Tumble OP. There actually is going to kill, is shut down by Hidarius, so the perfect game dream is sadly dashed by that 3-man gank down to the bottom side, but Grey Body may come in here for revenge, getting the burst of the Twisted Flay, trying to escape from Tycho here as they try to chase down the Zoe, but a little too slippery, and will be able to escape from that 4-man squad.
Yeah, that cleanse does save him there. I think he would have gone down if he didn't cleanse there with the Luxalt and the rest of the Carbon members in the bot side collapsing onto him. I think Grey Body definitely saved himself there with that cleanse. Kazi lands.
Bye-bye. Raze.
That's a lot of damage.
Man, you mentioned earlier, was holding his own in the mid lane, just trying to play safe and f him up, but once the rest of Ragnarok started coming to the mid lane to try and influence the matchup, they were able to give Greybody a small lead, which he has been able to run away with. Oh man, that was 3/4 of Hidarius' health there. Just one spell. Greybody could go down here trying to escape from Glands. Is going to get the kill onto the Lux, but will be shut down still. Ragnarok again securely in this lead as they just continue to... They're kind of just playing with their food at this point. I mean, taking some kind of crazy aggressive plays. Greybody like so deep in the Carbon jungle there that wasn't necessary. So my advice would for Ragnarok to focus up a little bit here, kind of try and close this game out cleanly and not give Carbon any hope.
Yeah, well, you do have a big lead. You definitely don't want to show any weaknesses for future opponents or even later in the series for a team to end up punishing. I definitely think Ragnarok, while they are getting kills in these fights, the past 2 plays for them have been a little sloppy. We do see another fight.
That could be big trouble. Tumble OP is going to go down again, and Ragnarok just disrespecting Carbon right now, and Carbon is responding. They are going to try and collapse on a Gambit. He has.
He might go down.
There's the ult from Tycho, and that's going to be the shutdown.
Oh, the double
kill.
kill.
Big trouble here as well. He's going to get collapsed on. There's the resets, the double kill for the Darius. They're going to try and chase down Greybody here. Can he escape? Looks like he will be able to, but Carbon able to grab 3 more kills there. And closing this gold gap, they're going to look to try and take down the mid lane tower.
Yeah, that's exactly what Carbon needed in this situation. Being able to find a couple of picks here and get a tower here. Flame might be in a bad spot, though.
Yeah, they will be able to get to the tower, and Twisted Flame just able to escape with his life from the Zoe.
Yeah, that actually does close the gold lead back to about 6k here for the side of Carbon. They do have the Rift Herald in the bot lane, so they will have to respond to that. But that definitely was a good play out of Carbon there to pick up those kills and get that mid lane tower.
Yeah, a good play from Carbon, and honestly just also a very bad play from Ragnarok. Disrespecting their opponents, filing into their jungle just one by one to essentially hand them those kills on a silver platter. They are going to try and make a play here on the bottom lane, grouping up as 4. And this is something that I like. They're going to get Tycho here. That's going to be pretty free. Oh, the hook actually lands onto Hidarius. That was not expected, but Hidarius and Tycho actually just able to escape from that play.
Yeah, that is 3 summoners burned to 1 there for the side of Ragnarok, only Furcom using his Ignite there. So that is a win for them, just not the expected outcome that they wanted. But yeah, going back to the point
oh, goodbye Tycho. Caught by the hook. And that's going to be a death sentence with the burst on the side of Ragnarok. The support going down for a 5th time this game.
Charm does land. We do see Evil pushing in the top lane while the Dragon's going down, and the Stunner ult.
Twisted Flame wants to take down Vercom here, but this could actually be big trouble as Tumble OP just firing away onto Carbon here. Greybody could go down here trying to escape, but he actually is going to die there to Raze. He's able to shut down the Zoe. And this could be another great fight for Carbon. Maxwell running for his life. Twisted Flame is going to get hooked under the tower, but he's going to actually tank it and try to secure another kill. Vercom going very low. Twisted Flame forced to walk away, and the Blitzcrank will just be able to escape. But again, another positive fight there for the side of Carbon. A 3-for-0 trade, and they're going to take the tier 2 in mid lane. And just like that, I mean, only their 2nd tower, but getting the first 2 towers in mid lane is actually huge, opening up the map for Carbon.
Yeah, I mean, Carbon is definitely showing some life in this game. Coming back from nearly a 10,000 gold deficit in the first couple of minutes, that's actually really impressive from the side of Carbon, and just being able to come back into this game. If they are able to can keep this up and get to the late game, I do think they have a very realistic possibility of taking this game, because people won't scale extremely hard. Sejuani isn't a huge damage threat in the late game. Zoe, yes, is a huge damage threat, but she's not as strong as she once was, as well as it's mostly going to be on one target that you have to worry about. And Jhin isn't super strong in the late game either with his damage. So if Carbon can somehow get to late game, they still have a lot of work to do, but they do have a shot if they can get there.
We're going to have to see how this one pans out, but Carbon definitely not giving up on this game, doing their damnedest to pull this first game of the series back. Yeah, Ragnarok has moved the Baron, trying to burn it down here. Doesn't look like Carbon is much the wiser. Baron not going down very quickly, so they could get over here very late, but it isn't probably going to be enough. Ragnarok burning this one down. It will be spotted out very late, and the final spark will try to steal it, but it's not enough.
Yeah, I think Carbon got an inkling there. They were just too late to rotate over, and just didn't have to work on that side of the map. So really good sneak there by the side of Ragnarok. Great Body does get caught.
Goodbye, Raze. Great Body can still one-shot you with the Lich Bane and the Paddle Star, just able to blow up the Ahri.
That's just an insane amount of damage. There's nothing else to say about that. Ragnarok, after that Baron, their gold lead is about 8k here.
They are trying to collapse here onto Evil Gambit, and this should be a pretty free kill. He's going to try and get onto Hidari.
Ooh, he does take down Hidarius.
He gets the double kill. Could this be the triple? It's the triple kill. The 1v3 for Gambit gets turned around, and he gets the triple. That is a big croc.
That was incredible there by the side of Evil. I'm shocked he was able to live that long and even get one kill, let alone 3.
Lance Diamant could go down here. Vercom and Gambit going in for the kill. He actually is able to trade 1-for-1 as he will take down Vercom, but this could be the game here, possibly. Ragnarok now coming into the base. They're going to be able to grab possibly 2 inhibitors here. The team I would recommend should rotate to help out the Renekton, but they're actually just backing away from Twisted Flay as this corner just running right at them, and Gambit will actually back away and not take the inhibitor. So only 1 inhibitor taken in the mid lane there for Ragnarok.
Yeah, they do only pick up 1 here, but they still do have a little less than half of their Baron remaining, so they can regroup and pick up the remaining outer towers here and potentially get a 3 inhib or just win a fight and end the game. They are up 12,000 gold at this moment, so they are in a really good spot.
Looks like the play is going to be around the bottom lane. Is that tier 2, excuse me, pretty trivial to take down there. Twisted Flay trying to get the flank here, but looks like the tables are going to get turned here as Vercom trying to chase him down. Will miss the rocket grab. Now the ultimate activated by Tumble OP, but the charm from Reyes will actually cancel that. Good ultimate there. Twisted Flay trying to go in for Tumble OP. Going to get burst down before he even gets to the 80 carry. Hidarius in the base trying to deal with Evil Gambit in the 1v1 and can't do it so far. Wasn't even able to do it in the 3v1 earlier. Rez is here to collapse. The inhibitor is going to go down. The rest of the team trying to push on the bottom side. Glands going to go down here. Possibly does get the heal. Staying alive just a little bit longer. Can Tumble secure the kill? Doesn't have his 4th shot, but he doesn't need it. Down goes the Darius. The hook onto the Lux. The kill is finished there by Great Body, as this will be triple inhibitor. Ragnarok looking to put the finishing touches on an impressive early game, kind of a scary mid game, but still a solid victory to start this one off. Twisted Flay is going to get pulled in by Vercom. He's trying to go for Tumble OP, but he is going to get snared, possibly killed. His health bar just melting away. Tumble
Michael
OP,
does
very
it down.
risky to stay, but they could finish the game here if they try. There's going to be the flash from Greybody. Isn't able to secure the kill, though, onto Twisted Flay. He actually is going to go down for his effort, so 3 members dead for Ragnarok will mean that Tumble OP and Vercom just back out of the base, but the Nexus turrets are down, so should be fairly easy for them to just come in and finish off the base as the double super minion waves are flooding in towards the Fountain of Carbon.
Yeah, I mean, having the 3 inhib is extremely hard to come back from. Carbon's now down 14,000 gold, actually. They do have, I believe, the mid inhib coming back up. No, not actually close enough. So, yeah, Ragnarok should be able to just walk in and take whatever they want at this point in the game. They're extremely strong. Evil is currently 11-2.
Yeah, I mean, if you just want to look at items, Gambit has a 1.5 item lead over Glands. Mike's World and Twisted Flay pretty tied there. A 1 item lead for Greybody, a full 1 item lead for Tumble OP. Like, they're just so much stronger and such better breakpoints for Ragnarok that should be a fairly easy task for them to go in and just win one more fight as long as they stick together. Looks like they want to go for the bot lane, going to try and catch out Glands. The Jhin ultimate will be the engage. The Glacial Prison will miss, but it isn't going to be needed as Greybody able to take down Glands. And here comes Ragnarok looking for the Nexus, looking for the killing blow to start off this series. They will turn onto the Nexus. Sidarius trying his damnedest to defend. The ultimate from Twisted Flame will pull the Blitzcrank into the fountain, but it isn't going to be enough. Ragnarok grabbing game number 1, and they will draw first blood in this series.
Yeah, Ragnarok having a pretty impressive game there. An insanely strong early game, and didn't completely transition into the mid to, but overall they were able to close it out fairly cleanly there, and yeah, take a 1-0 lead in the series.
Definitely an impressive start there. As I mentioned earlier, a little shaky in the mid game. Need to see Ragnarok clean that up a little bit, and kind of be able to force down that lead a little better, but still a very impressive start to that game. They played so well throughout, and definitely able to close that one out in an impressive fashion.
Yeah.
All right, well, that will do it for the first game, folks. Ragnarok taking the early lead in this series. Point for them. Gonna have to see if Carbon can send us to a deciding game 3, but we are going to go to a short break here, so stick with us. We'll be right back with our first series of the Galaxy League playoffs. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our first round series here between Ragnarok and Carbon. Just saw Ragnarok dominate in the first game to draw first blood in the series and put them to match point here as they can close out this series with a victory here and move on to play Nitrogen next week. Carbon did show some signs of life in the mid game, able to punish some over aggression from Ragnarok. So we'll have to see if they can, take maybe some confidence, maybe a little bit of an attitude that they can grab something in this next game, and we'll have to see just how it shakes out. Curious to see how the draft goes, game number 2, but we will be into Champion Select momentarily as we do see these teams preparing. One thing to note, the only adjustment here outside of both teams swapping sides is we are going to see Carbon making a little bit of a roster swap here as they will just trade Tycho and Twisted Flay's roles. Tycho going to move up to the jungle. Twisted Flay will play support down in the duo lane with Hadarius.
Yeah, I know Tycho did play jungle early in the season, and when Flay joined the team, he was a support. But they did shift around the roster in the last couple of weeks, trying to figure out what worked for them. So both of those in those roles, so it's going to be interesting to see how much that changes how they play, especially the bot lane too, for Hadarius having a different support. Whether they'll play more aggressive or more passive, I think is going to be a big difference, especially in the ban phase.
All right, well, we'll have to see just how that changes things up. We are in a draft here for game number 2 in the early Connectin ban by Carbon. Makes a lot of sense. Evil Gambit absolutely dominated in the laning phase once he got that first kill onto Glands and pretty much just ran away with that. He was an absolute menace all across the map. If you were watching, all I really have to point to is that 1v3. He was able to get the triple kill there in the top lane. So that Renekton was very, very big for Evil Gambit. And a smart ban here from Carbon. We'll have to see what they do decide to drop here. Orianna Renekton banned away by Carbon so far, and the Fizz and Darius banned away by Ragnarok.
Yeah, both teams switching up bans here from the first game. Don't know whether it's because of the side selection, whether they just don't want to give over priority picks, or if they think that that was actually a problem that they had to deal with. So it's going to be interesting to see how the top lane picks change, because both of the top lanes that we saw last game are now banned. Carbon does have first pick here, so I'm wondering if we do see another Caitlyn early here, or if we see something like a jungler or potentially top laner for Glands.
Interestingly enough, it is going to be the support pick right off the bat for Twisted Flay. Fits with his name. Now we'll have to see what Ragnarok wants to take in response. Interestingly enough, you could say essentially 4 top lane bans with the Renekton, Darius, and Olaf and Volibear banned away. Olaf and Volibear seen a lot more in the jungle, but can go up to the top lane. So we'll have to see what these top laners do want to bring out. I would expect from Evil Gambit probably a Malphite or a Swain. The Swain definitely a very strong pick right now. Was nerfed a little bit on the last patch, but still
The Vayne.
no slouch in the top lane. And the Vayne actually going to be picked here for Tumble OP, his staple champion. We'll have to see what does Hadarius and Carbon want to take in response.
Yeah, going to be really interesting to see here. They could pick up the Caitlyn. I think that with having a Thresh by your side instead of Lux, it's going to be a lot easier versus the Blitzcrank, because Thresh can peel the Vayne off, can peel the Blitz off, can give you that shield to survive just that little bit extra to get you out of a sticky situation. So I can see a Caitlyn here. It's going to be interesting to see if he wants to go back to that, though, after that first game. We do see a Zac lock in here, too. Echo.
Yeah, Ray's grabbing that Echo. We mentioned during draft for game 1, he does love those assassins and his Fizz banned away this time around, but Echo, one of those other champions he likes to play a lot. I believe 31 games in solo queue on that champ. So is going to be very, very comfortable on that.
Yeah, the Echo definitely is an interesting pick. Most of the time you see that as a blind pick or a counter pick to something like a Syndra or potentially immobile mid laners to where they can get away with having their ultimate and being in melee range. We do see an Ahri, and I think that actually is a good pick here by the side of Ragnarok. Ahri does have a good matchup.
Also something that is a very comfortable champion for Ray Body, one of his most played champions in solo queue, and has a solid 63% win rate on it, so he's going to be very comfortable on that champ. We'll just have to see how comfortable he is in this matchup, as we don't see a lot of Echo in today's meta. So curious to see how comfortable he is to play against that pick. But continued pinching of the 80 carry pool by Ragnarok as they ban away the Caitlyn, the Tristana, to see what Hadarius wants to take out here against the Vayne. Could see a mix of kind of multiple champions, possibly Misfortune, Ezreal, maybe Sivir. I think Ezreal would probably be a solid pick. Pretty safe, good poke. But
yeah, I like it versus the Blitzcrank too, as well.
Yeah. And the Jax picked up here by this side of Ragnarok, and a flex pick there. Honestly, really smart that they picked the Jax first, because they can play that in top lane or jungle, and that means they can see how the rest of the Carbon lineup does shape up here before deciding where to throw that Jax, and then they can use that last pick to counter pick. The Jhin is going to get picked here for Hadarius, because he wants to possibly show Tumble what he can do on the champion.
You see Camille as well. So we're actually going to see another carry in the top lane here for Glance versus a Sion as well. That can actually be a tough matchup for the Camille here.
We'll have to see if they lock that in. Hovering it right now, that would put the Jax in the jungle. They are in fact going to lock that in, so we will see the Camille versus the Sion top side. Gambit electing to take a tank here. A little bit stronger of a team fighting presence, and the Jax going over to Mike's World. I mentioned it earlier. Honestly, plays a ton, has a 63% win rate and over 50 games on that. Doesn't play it a lot in the jungle, plays it a lot more in top lane, but still, champion's pretty straightforward either way in either role. So I would expect Mike's World to be very comfortable on this champ. We'll have to see how this one shapes out. Very interesting compositions picked here. We're going to see the Hook bot lane. We'll have to see just which one of these supports can be the master of the playmaking in the duo lanes.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the spot lane, because I think that's where most of the action is going to be this game. With having Hook champions both in the bot lane and short range ADC in Vayne and a more utility focused AD carry in Jhin. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how both these sides play it, and if one side is able to get the advantage, because both sides want to snowball that bot lane here and just be able to translate that into the other lanes.
Well, we will have to see just how this one is fighting for their playoff lives here. One loss would mean they are done for the season and would finish with just one win in that entire span. So they definitely are going to want to go out fighting. We'll have to see if they can force a deciding game. 3 of Ragnarok can close out a clean 2-0 sweep and move on to play Nitrogen a week from today.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting too to see the quarterfinal matchups because I believe we already have Aztecs versus Instinct, which is gonna be actually really interesting. I know Aztecs is going to have a roster change heading into playoffs, and I believe Instinct is as well. So, going to be a little bit different parts heading into the quarterfinals, as well as with this matchup, as you mentioned multiple times, facing Nitrogen. I think it's going to be definitely a big challenge for both of these teams. Stylistically, Nitrogen has been together for a while and overall has had a lot of success this season, but also has shown a bit of weakness. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Nitrogen can notice anything from any of these games, or if they're just going into it with their normal prep and their normal routine. And yeah, it's going to be really interesting, and I'm super excited for quarterfinals coming up this next week.
Alrighty, folks. Well, our spectator delay is almost up, so we're about ready to get into this second game of the day. I want to see it spamming in chat. Ragnarok win or Carbon win. Who do you guys think is going to be able to take game number 2 here? Can Carbon force the deciding game 3 or? Pardon me, folks. My producer, Smack, just yawning in the background. I know they can't hear you, but I can.
Looking at the masteries or runes and summoner spells here, looks to be about the same. Great Body is taking Ignite on Ari in the mid lane. Reyes is taking Ignite on Echo. Most time we do see TP in this situation. And overall, everything is fairly standard in this game. Not many surprises coming out here. Darius is taking the barrier again versus Blitzcrank in Vayne. Maybe worrying a bit about the Blitzcrank burst and Ignite.
Yeah, but both of these supports taking Ignite, which means both of these bottom lanes do want to have some kill pressure here. They want to go for some early plays to make use of the Ignite, and we'll have to see which one of them can do so. Fleet footwork taken by Tumble, so he's looking for a little bit more of the sustain. The same with the Jhin. Oh man, and the Scion taking Comet for that poke with his roar. So annoying in the laning phase.
Yeah, Camille can definitely have a hard time in this matchup. Just not being able to handle with the poke and not being able to all in like she would like to. Once she ends up getting Triforce and her Hydra item, she should be fine in this game. But until then, it's going to be a bit of a struggle unless she gets jungle help here.
Alrighty, folks. Well, we are on to the Rift game number 2 here between Carbon and Rock. In this first round, best of 3 of the players that are on to the Rift. We are ready to go.
Yeah, overall, looking into comps, I kind of have to favor Ragnarok's a little bit better here. So I definitely think they're going to have a lot harder time executing this game. The Vayne is a champion that can be very hit or miss sometimes, as well as Blitzcrank. So if they can't snowball bot lane like they did last game, they could find themselves in a much tougher spot here. Especially with having the Jhin and Thresh, which can roam all around the map and cause a lot of havoc here.
Doesn't look like we'll get any 5-man invades this time around. Both teams playing fairly conservative here in the first couple minutes.
Yeah, both junglers I think just want to start at their buffs and just have an easy jungle route.
Thing is,
Jax.
Vercom does have the Blitzcrank, so he can go to Dragon Pit and possibly try and get a pull over the wall, but they won't go for it. Looks like they're just gonna look for the leash for Mike's World. Give him a little early assistance. Both junglers starting on their bottom side buffs. Gonna get leashes from the dual lanes, so could see some early action in the top lane if they decide to make their presence known up there.
Yeah, I think we might see some early action up in the top lane. I think Zach is more likely to head up there than Jax is. Jax isn't usually a very strong early ganker. But I still think we could see a bit of action, especially after that last game with how much the top laners were fighting here.
And something to note here, Gland's actually taking Conqueror instead of the prototypical Comet for the poke in the laning phase. Not sure how I feel about that with how kind of ability reliant Camille is. You aren't auto-attacking a ton in trades or fights, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I definitely think you're sacrificing a bit in the lane for a little bit more on the scaling side. We do see Mike's World up here in the top lane.
Yeah, Glanz is going to get stunned. He's already flashed, so be big trouble. He's possibly going to go down here trying to hook, but it's actually going to just miss all there, and that's going to be first blood going over to the Undead Warrior. Gambit grabbing that kill. Now, looks like Twisted Flame does want to fight here. Lands the death sentence. The root from the Jhin is going to miss, though. Just going to be able to walk away with his life.
Yeah, he does have to... does get very low here, so he will burn probably a couple pots here. So that does give a good advantage to the bot lane of Carbon here. Also, Glance did TP back, and he's already taking a lot of damage. Ooh, that was an interesting reaction.
Yeah, Twisted Flame wants to fight here. Tumble OP and eating some damage from Hadarius. So Hadarius actually being quite the threat here in the laning phase.
At both ignites used here, Reyes is in a bad spot as well.
Getting collapsed on. There's going to be the chain CC. The ignite is done, and that's going to be the kill over to Greybody. The early lead again to Ragnarok lands. Got to be careful here. Is very low, and that's the kill to Evil Gambit. Drops the axe onto the Camille, and 3-0 lead for Ragnarok.
Yeah, Evil getting another early lead this game. It's going to be actually really hard to deal with. Won't be as big of a damage threat as that last game, but can provide an absolute ton of tankiness and a lot of CC, so that can really help out Ragnarok in the later game, especially keeping the Camille down for that much longer is going to help Ragnarok a lot in this game.
NDS to Balsa Dragon in chat. Prototypical is a synonym to stereotypical. Prototypical denoting the first, original, or typical of something.
I'll be impressed if you knew that off the top of your head.
I did not. I definitely Googled it. I mean, I knew that they were synonyms, but I did not know that the dictionary definition of it. Don't respond to my don't respond to my messages. Nani? I'm sorry, Toxic Barack. But thank you for subscribing. We certainly appreciate it. Shout out to you. You made the right choice.
Yeah, subscriptions are always appreciated. It helps us with running the league and overall bringing more content to you guys like this.
Oh my gosh, now everybody's gonna start typing in Japanese. Omae wa mo shinderu.
I feel like Smack Me has been involved a little bit there.
I'm gonna go full weeb mode over here.
Glenn's taking a bit of poke in the top lane.
Yeah, sorry. Back to the game at hand. Plans again trading into Gambit. Looks like Gambit may want to fight here. He is going to act. Hook shot. Gambit now 3-0. The Scion just dominating in this 1v1.
Yeah, Glenn's not having that flash there, wasn't able to dodge the unstoppable charge there from Evil there.
Ragnarok wants to fight again in the bottom lane. Twisted Flame will miss the hook there. Wasn't actually go Tumble OP, but still will be able to force out the flash, and Tycho will force for come away. He misses the rocket grab there as Hidarius continuing to chase, and both teams will escape largely unscathed. Their health bar is a little low. Reyes could be in trouble here, ulting away back towards Greybody, but it doesn't look like he will be able to escape here. Greybody gonna ult away from the Echo. Tycho going in. There's the hook from Twisted Flame landing on the Mike's World, but no follow up there, and Ragnarok will just be able to back away. Looks like Carbon could turn on to this early Ocean Drake, would certainly be helpful in the laning phase, but they're just gonna clear out a Pink Ward and back off.
Yeah, a lot of people getting low there for Ragnarok. That was a really impressive flash there from Tumble in that fight as well. Also, Karkin didn't burn a lot of summoners for that either. They just burned Reyes' Ignite. So they can make another play like that here shortly. Looking at the CS leads too, every lane is fairly even. We do see a big CS lead though in the top lane developing for Evil Gambit here. He is up currently 20 already at 8 minutes.
Yeah, the gold lead pretty significant there in the top lane at 1,300.
Yeah, he already has the Ninja Tabbies, which is not what you want to be facing if you're Lance. It's going to be extremely hard to cut through this early in the game.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
This is also a tough spot to be in as a jungler, because it's a question, do you want to focus on...
Oh, man. The immediate response there from Gambit as Glanz was sitting on the wall waiting to act. The last of his hook shot. There's the Comet. Is kill.
Wow.
The perfectly timed response there for Gambit to just ult right into the approaching Camille. Will end up securing the kill on the back end of that trade. Double OP is going to get caught there, though, by the root, and the death sentence is going in for the fight. Down he goes to Darius. Able to get Carbon on the board. They're trying to chase down Vercom. There's the flash hook onto the Jhin. Honestly, great job, the death sentence, but that's going to be the double kill for Hidarius, and Carbon's bot lane will escape with their lives. A couple of kills under their belt.
Yeah, Carbon getting an advantage here in the bot lane. Jhin is actually proving to be pretty important in the series. In game 1, Tumble getting extremely fed in the early game on the Jhin, and now Darius is looking to do the same in this game as well. This will be an early dragon as well. Only an Ocean, so we don't see Infernal like the last game. But this will help the laning phase, especially for Lance in the top lane versus Sion. Just needing to steal some of that poke back up, I think, will help a lot.
Ooh, flash.
Oh,
they're
prediction!
on to Greybody. And Raze able to secure that kill. Great play there by Twisted Flame, going aggressive and takes down the Ragnarok mid laners. Carbon is looking to respond in this game. The early part of it was very, very scary again, but the bottom lane has been coming in clutch here to start this one off, and they're looking to take down the first tower here in the mid lane. Mike's World is collapsing. He has no help from his team, though, so he really can't do much here.
Vercom is coming up in the river. Vance does have ult if he does get hooked here.
Just missing with the hook there.
Yeah, that was actually an insane hook there by Twisted Flay. Being able to predict the flash and pick up the kill onto Greybody there. Because they don't get that kill if he doesn't land that hook.
Tycho now coming down to the bottom lane. It's going to be spotted out by the pink ward. Mike's World possibly trying to collapse here. Greybody roaming down towards the bot side as well. Is going to turn right around though once they spot the Zac. But so far, Tumble OP and Vercom struggling a little bit in the laning phase. Died once. It was just in that last play. Farming up fairly well though. The CS lead for the Vayne. But giving up those kills, not going to feel too good. Twisted Flay roaming up to the mid lane again. Will miss the death sentence. Glands and Gambit continue to trade on the top side.
Yeah, Glands doesn't look completely comfortable on the Camille, I will admit. He is missing a lot of hook shots onto the wall. Not exactly what you want to see out of the Camille. We do see the Scion ult though.
Yes, ulting into the mid lane isn't going to land on anybody. Carbon to back away, and the rocket grab from Vercom will miss as well.
We do see 3 members of Carbon here, in case they do want to push down this mid lane. Like both teams will disperse and go back to normal patterns.
Twisted Flay trying to catch out Vercom here, will land the death sentence and bring in Raze. They're going to try and go for this kill, but Greybody is waiting in the wings to assist. The rocket grab is going to land on the Raze. That will cost Vercom his life, though. Here comes the teleport from Gambit. Greybody caught, but Tumble OP has arrived. Good death sentence onto the side, but it may not be enough. Hadarius forced to flash over the wall. Mike's World is going to collapse onto Twisted Flay, and down he goes. Hadarius could be in big trouble as well. Tumble OP going to try and grab that kill, and he will. Grabs the kill onto the Jhin. That's 2 for 1 in favor of Ragnarok here. Tumble continuing to chase Tycho. Raze just going to be able to escape, but good play there for Ragnarok. They still hold the lead, and that is going to help out a little bit as Carbon had kind of controlled the play there for the last few minutes.
Yeah, for Ragnarok being able to respond with the TP from Evil there, he does pick up another kill in that fight, and overall is just getting farther and farther ahead in this top lane. He's already up 2 levels, and Glands doesn't look like he's going to be getting much help this game. That's so much damage there from Scion.
Oh man, Glands just flashing away, still just too scared of Gambit, probably anticipating that the ult was up. It is about to be, so definitely respecting the strength of this Scion, who is 5-0. Very, very strong right now. He is going to try and ult Glands under the tower. Isn't going to get the knockup, eating a couple of tower shots and just force the back way, but really isn't too worse for wear after that.
Yeah, it does burn the ult. He does have the flash if he does need it. And overall, it's still in a really good spot in this lane. At this point, he doesn't need to kill the Camille to have success in this lane. He just needs to keep her from getting CS and potentially get that tower.
Has done a great job of that so far with the 40+ CS lead as well.
Glands will get the back here. He does have TP, so he may have to burn it here to prevent that top lane tower from going down. He will.
Mike's World working his way up for a lane gank here. Actually spotted out thanks to that pink one. He's actually going to flash. Ooh, Death sends onto the minion. Tycho has arrived as well, but again, Mike's World was waiting in the brush. Doesn't look like Ragnarok is confident enough to fight here, but Tumble OP has activated the ultimate. Try to go for Twisted Flay. He's going to land the Death Sentence and uses his stopwatch, but Jhin firing away with his ultimate into the backline. Mike's World is going to get snared here. There's the Jax jumping in, and that will be a 1-for-1 trade. There's Twisted Flay goes down, but Mike's World will lose his life in turn.
Yeah, I actually think that's a win there for Carbon. While they did use the flash from Twisted Flay, they do get the kill onto Mike's World, which I think is a lot more worth it than it would be for the kill onto Twisted Flame.
Diamant Glands in big trouble here as Gambit trying to chase him down. Gets the roar. There's the Comet, the flat auto attack.
Platform.
6-0. Evil Gambit continuing to just crush in the 1v1.
Yeah, Evil performing really well in this series. After that Renekton game, he saw the bans trying to get him onto something that they didn't think that he could carry on, but overall is still performing extremely well. And as you see right there, he has more kills to his name than what all of Carbon does.
Greybody trying to avoid the 3v1 here. Ulting over behind the Dragon Pit, but here comes Mike's World. They're going to onto the Echo and able to take him down before he can even use his ultimate. So that kill going over to Ragnarok now. Carbon starting the Mountain Drake here. That actually may not be a great idea as Tycho could be caught. There's the blast going to get Tumble OP over the wall. The hook is going to be fairly easy. They're going to try and chain CC here. The Death Sentence lands onto the Vayne, but that is going to be the kill onto Tycho as the Zac goes down. The 11th kill for the side of Ragnarok. Hook is going to land here by Twisted Flame, but he's got to be... There's the rocket grab. Down goes the Thresh, and Land's going to have to run away here. Darius did use his ultimate, but not doing enough damage there. Mike's World going to back away from the Camille. Another great play there for Ragnarok as they continue to control this game. Really, the bottom lane for Carbon, the only part of their team that has really shown signs of life in this game.
Yeah, bot lane for Carbon trying to get something going here, but unfortunately just not able to completely finish the job. I think the Dragon getting aggroed there was an accident. They were trying to clear the ward, and that delayed it just enough for the rest of Ragnarok to get there and force that fight. We also did see Evil in the top lane pushing as well, and Reyes did burn his ult, so if a fight does break out in the mid lane, Reyes will not have that, while Greybody will have that Ahri ultimate here.
Glands possibly looking to collapse her on the mid lane is tumbled bot side. Now 3 members of Carbon here in the mid lane looking to push, make that 4 as Tycho gets the slingshot into the tower. The Let's Bounce, though, will not land as Greybody did flash away. Tycho forced to flash away as well. Here comes Burkham. Twisted Flay is very low. There's the flash ultimate in the rocket land. Burkham grabbing the kill onto OC Twisted Flay. Looks like Mike's World wants to continue to chase here. No flash, though, for the Blitzcrank means that he possibly is not going to be able to get in range for the grab, and that will be the case as everybody returns to their lanes. But Burkham actually coming back to the mid lane, possibly wants to go for Reyes here, or at least help Greybody with the push.
Yeah, Ragnarok picking up another kill there. Carbon just not able to complete the plays that they want to.
Now Glands trying to collapse onto Darius, but this Scion is so tanky, he's just gonna ult away from this fight and he will be safe. Just gonna back to base. So still really no kill pressure on that Scion. Evil Gambit sitting at 6-0, and Tumble OP pushing on the bottom side, trying to take down tower.
Yeah, we're already seeing a 9,000 lead here for the side of Ragnarok.
Ooh, here's going to be the collapse again for Carbon in the mid lane. The 4v2, the Death Sentence is going to land on a Verk. But that's not going to be enough. He's going to go down to Darius. Tycho is going to...
Ooh, Tycho's solo.
Just able to survive, but Hidarius going a little too far forward is going to die under tower. Here comes Glanzer trying to collapse onto Mike's World. He's going as far as he can, but he's going to go down to Raze. Now Raze wants to go in for Greybody, is going to get the double kill on the Echo, and now they can push the mid lane. Evil Gambit late to respond here, but here's the good thing. Tumble OP is pushing on the bottom side, is going to get some pressure onto that tier 2, and the response will not be coming very soon from Carbon, so There's going to be some pressure there on the bottom side. Now Tumble just backing, so he will be able to escape from any sort of play that Carbon tries to make.
Yeah, and Ragnarok is, even if they're not winning these fights, they're still getting something out of them because they always have someone in the sidelines split pushing. And even though they lost 3 there, they did pick up a Darius, so they do get a consolation prize, and they don't lose the mid tower. I think at this point, with their gold lead, they're fine giving up a few kills here and there to gain advantages in the side lane and be able to set themselves up for a potential Baron. Oh, that crit.
Oh, man. Oh. Now we are going to get this fight in the mid lane. Tycho does get these stretching strikes, but not much else. They're trying to chase down Tumble here. Mike's World is going to get on to Tycho, taking him fairly low. He's just able to escape again. The Twisted Blade won't be able to. He is taken down, and now Ragnarok looking to push in the mid lane. Ray's trying to clear the waves out as best he can. Actually does a pretty good job. Tycho waiting with the elastic slingshot. Doesn't go in, however.
Yeah, and 2 for 1 there for the side of Ragnarok. And as I mentioned before, they just constantly have someone in the side lane pushing here.
Yeah, we are going to get the fight on the bot side, though. Evil Gambit dealing with a 1v3, trying to go for Diamant here. And not being able to take him down, but the rest of the team will. But man, that Sion is tanky. It takes 4 members to take him down, and he is just a big tank on the top side. Death Sentence is going to land on a Vercom. Looks like Carbon may want to fight again. The rest of the team a little too far away, and Vercom's going to go down again. Carbon continuing to make plays here as this game is much closer than last time around. Still about a 9,000 or 8,500 lead for Ragnarok, but Carbon playing a lot better than the last time. They are going to turn on to Baron here. This could be really risky as Mike's World is here. Tumble OP pushing on the bottom side. This actually could be a really rough trade for Carbon. They're not taking down the Baron very quickly, and Tumble is going to be able to put a lot of pressure onto that bottom inhibitor tower. They're actually so low, and there's going to go the smite. Tycho actually taken down here. He has the passive. He is going to be able to survive just a little bit longer, but he is going to go down. Mike's World, yes, he will grab the kill. That's huge. Twisted Play and Glance very low here. Tumble still pushing on the bot side. Did take down that inhibitor tower. Now on to the inhibitor. Gambit is here trying to chase down Twisted Flay. He's going to go down to Mike's World. And this is a huge misplay by Carbon. The over-aggression going for the Baron, and they are punished for it. They will lose their bottom inhibitor. And possibly the inhibitor on the top side as well. Infernal Drake also up here. Looks like Tumble will turn back to that while the rest of the team pushes on the top side.
That's another inhib going down.
Yeah, Raze wants this kill on Mike's World. Can he? No, he turns around to try and go for the kill, but we have multiple disconnects. It looks like possibly Carbon just conceding this game. Not sure.
No, I was messaged. Darius and Tycho's power did go out in their buildings, so we will see a pause here. Hopefully they are able to get back in time.
Yep, gonna deal with this pause here momentarily, but seems like it may be a trivial finish here as Ragnarok again very much in control of this game. That gold lead now up to 11.5K, breaking apart the base of Carbon here, looking to secure that 2-0 sweep to move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, unfortunate time for a DC here. Does give us a bit of time to reset the game and overall just get a better glimpse of it. We do see Evil sitting at 6-1-2 overall in a really good spot. Extremely tanky right now. Level 15 at 25 minutes. He's in a really good spot. And just looking at his items, he's at 3, and Lance doesn't even have a completed item yet, which is really unfortunate. So. Also, something interesting too to note, Yeso, is Ragnarok only has a upgraded sweeper on Vercom. Everybody else still has yellow wards. Gonna be interesting to see if they do end up moving around Baron, if they're able to set up their vision properly for that.
Yeah, it definitely should be fairly easy for Ragnarok and turn back and grab that Baron and essentially secure them the bases. They should be pretty easy to just push back in and close this one out. We'll have to see if they do want to go for the Baron or if they just go for the final push here. All right, we are going to step away though momentarily as we do wait out this pause, but stick around for the finish here of Carbon and Ragnarok.
don't care. It's me.
I was one.
Good. I binge watched the latest 6 episodes of American Idol. What you gonna do about it? And that's not even a joke. Now I'm gonna hop over to Twitch chat to see everyone's. That's fine. I don't care. I know you can hear me. Smack's telling me you can.
We should have done the sing off during the pause. That would have been absolutely amazing.
I was booing him, and he threatened to unmute me, and I said, "Do it. I don't care." I'm shaking in my boots. What am I hearing? I don't know. What are you hearing? Hey, we got reconnections, folks. Could be right back in the game here in just a moment to see the finish of Carbon and Ragnarok.
Yeah, so a little bit of a game reset. Ragnarok did just get the bot inhib. I can't tell if they got the top lane inhib.
It's very, very low.
Yeah, if they haven't gotten it, it is extremely low. Ragnarok also has a 6-tower lead currently, and are up 11,000 gold at 25 minutes. So, you know, just a bit of game reset. Hopefully we will be back in game here in just a few seconds. There we go.
And there you have it, folks. We're back in the game. Get to actually watch some League of Legends. Thanks for sticking with us through that break. It was a little long. No. But we're almost right back to it here.
We're coming tanking tower. To get the tier 1.
Yeah, grabbing the 7th tower there for Ragnarok as they look to possibly close out this game. Just won a big fight there around the dragon, in case you don't remember. Little over aggression from Carbon trying to take down the Baron and weren't quick enough. Got collapsed on and were heavily punished. As Tumble was also pushing down the bot side, was able to secure that inhibitor.
Yeah, Ragnarok's in a really good position to close this game out whenever they want. They have the Bane, who has amazing scaling. Cyan's already a beef ball at this point, and is just going to become even beefier.
Beef. Where's the beef, Freelance? Show me where the beef is.
Well, it's in the top lane right now.
Yeah, it's probably on that Scion. He's got all...
He also has a Banner of Command, which Reyes doesn't have TP, but if Reyes did want to split push, pretty much negates any option of that already. We do see Evil pushing for that top lane inhib. It looks like he's about to get collapsed on by 4 members of Carbon here.
Yeah, it looks like Gambit and Mike's World are able to back away, though. Looks like they're trying to secure some vision here to possibly turn around for Baron. Would be a good idea. Would be an easy way to bait Carbon into a fight, and if they are able to grab the Baron, but they are going to get the hook onto Twisted Flame 4. But down goes the support. The Let's Bounce will draw Mike's World, and he's going to try and run away here. Activates the counter-strike. The stun onto Reyes is going to force him to ultimate. Tumble OP able to take down Glands, but Great Body will go down in return. Darius here. Ooh, Tumble OP wants to flash in for the kill. Tycho going to go very low there, and that will go down. The jungler is dead, but the AD carry as well. But Gambit is pushing on the top side, is going to try and take down this inhibitor. The response from Carbon will be late, and that will mean 2 inhibitors dead for the blue side team.
Yeah, that was a 3-for-2 fight there from Ragnarok. I believe Durkhan hooked Glands off of the wall. I don't know if the hook shot was completed and it was right into the hook, or if Durkhan hooked him off the wall, but either way, Ragnarok does pick up 3 kills there and picks up the top lane inhib. And overall, they seem like they can just march right to Baron once everybody gets back up and should have a fairly easy time of taking it with the Infernal and Mountain Drake.
Baron still hasn't been taken by either team. I honestly would like to see Ragnarok just go for the Baron. You should be able to win the 5v5 with the large lead that you have, so force Baron, force Carbon to come to you, and if not, then you have the Baron and should be pretty easily able to push in and close out the game. The rocket grab they're missing lands, but not far enough. Yeah, I'd just like to see Ragnarok turn for the Baron and pretty much force the end of this game.
Yeah, I think Ragnarok could do it fairly easily with having the Vayne.
The Let's Bounce is going to grab too, but Tycho gets charmed, so he actually is able to drop. The hook is going to land on the play. He's going to go down. Mike's World grabbing that kill. Now he wants to flash in aggressively. Could get punished here, just able to jump away, but Evil Gambit is going to land the ultimate onto a couple. There's the Hextech ultimatum from Glance. Raze is going to ult, and that is going to be Evil Gambit going down. Raze very low here, forced to use the Zhonya's, but he is going to die as Greybody able to grab that kill. The double kill for Hidarius. Greybody could go down here, but Tumble is pushing on the bottom side, but a big fight in favor of Carbon. 4 for 3, but the Vayne is pushing into the base, taking down the Nexus Towers, has the minions. This could be the split push for the win. Hidarius is just gonna back, but that's gonna be possibly the game. Tumble trying to take down the minion waves to get them focusing on the Nexus, but is able to win the 1v1 against the Jhin. Twisted Flame not going to be able to take down the Vayne here. Maybe that's going to be the double kill, trying to take down the Zac. Then minions are focusing the Nexus. That's the triple kill for Tumble, and he's going to get the victory. The Nexus goes down, and Ragnarok are able to 2-0 Carbon and move on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, that was actually a really close fight there at the end. It ended up being 4 for 4. Both Hidarius, actually both AD carries left at the end, and Carbon valiant effort to try to stop Tumble there, but just too many minions and overall too much damage coming out there from the Vayne to stop him there. And yeah, Ragnarok does pick up the quarterfinals.
Congratulations to Ragnarok, able to grab that victory in a solid 2-0 over Carbon. Sadly, we do have to say goodbye to Carbon for the rest of this season. Their season is done after that loss, but congrats to them on a hard-fought year, and definitely showing us a lot in these last couple of weeks, able to grab their first victory, and honestly looked a lot better in this second game. So hats off to them. Congrats on a well-fought season, and look forward to see what they can possibly do after this season. We are going to move on to our MVP interview, and I have to ask you, Lance, who would be your selection for this MVP in this series?
I kind of want to lean towards Gambit. Gambit and Tumble both did, I think, really well in this series. Tumble, especially in that first game, getting such a huge lead in the on the Jhin and just snowballing out of control. Yeah, and overall, I think, God, it's a tough choice.
Yeah, I think they both played well. And Tumble, I agree, but I definitely have to say Gambit. He was very impressive in both games. He was such a big part too of building the leads in the early game for Ragnarok, and then carrying them through the mid game, making plays across the map, being a threat in the side lanes, and just continually forcing Carbon to respond to him. He dictated so much of the map play and the tempo for Ragnarok, and was just such a threat that Carbon had to respect him, had to deal with him, and then, you know, that respect and them having to spend so much time trying to kill him and deal with his split push just opened up the rest of the map so much for his team. I mean, you saw Tumble OP multiple times in that second game. They're pushing, like solo split pushing on the bottom side as a main. And that is largely because Evil Gambit was just such a threat on the top side that Carbon kept having to go and deal with him, and that just opened up the map for the rest of this team. So credit to Tumble. I think he had a great series, played very well. But I would definitely have to say Gambit is our most valuable player.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Doesn't look like he's in the room for an interview. Bit awkward there.
No, not in the room for an interview, but we are going to try and grab someone here momentarily just to talk to a member of the victorious Ragnarok lineup. So stick with us for just a moment. We are going to hopefully have this interview ready in just a sec. And we are now joined by Tumble OP, the AD carry for the victorious Ragnarok there. Welcome to the desk. Congratulations on the victory. How are you
I'm feeling
finishing off that 2-0?
Oh, thank you. I'm feeling good. We had a good few games, or a good 2 games. We didn't really know what to expect. We didn't really have practice with each other, so we kind of just went mostly with comfort picks and just see. We were just gonna see how things went from there.
Now you move on to the quarterfinals. You got to play against Nitrogen next week, a team that was honestly only one win ahead of you guys, but was able to get that bye to the quarterfinals. How confident are you guys feeling now that you'll be able to get kind of a full week of practice under your belt and be able to prep for that team?
I'm feeling really good. Me and Gambit had a really strong showing. I've played with Vercom before, so we already have kind of a synergy bot lane. And me and Vercom both have played on Nitrogen, so me more recently, so we kind of know the quirks and tendencies of some of their players, so we're going to try and use that to our advantage as well, and try and look for a 2-0. That's the goal.
Now, considering both of you guys previously played on Nitrogen, does that add a little bit of an extra dynamic maybe to the series? You guys want to come out and kind of prove to yourself that, hey, we made the right choice going to different teams, and that you want to come out and beat Nitrogen pretty handily?
Absolutely. I mean, not so much in the sense that like we made the right choice, but just a little friendly rivalry kind of thing. Maybe there'll be a little, casual banter until then, but it's going to be a fun series. I look forward to laning against Otter.
Little bit of friendly trash talk never hurt anybody. Definitely curious to see how that series shakes out, and I think you guys definitely showed up today. Pretty solid response considering you guys dropped that game to Carbon a week ago. So coming out and kind of making a statement today. Final question here. Pretty tough bracket ahead of you guys. You've got to win 3 more series to take the championship, and your first test is going to be Nitrogen. Obviously you do have to focus next week's match, but I am going to ask you to look a little further ahead towards the rest of the bracket here. And what are your thoughts on the rest of this tournament, and how confident are you in your Ragnarok lineup to possibly go and take the whole thing?
Extremely confident. I don't think there's anything that could stop us right now. I'll just say this right now. Requiem might be, undefeated, but they've never played against our bot lane, so that's all I'm going to have to say.
It's going to be interesting to see. Your guys' path to the finals does have to go through Requiem, so if you are able to take down Nitrogen, you will be able to see that matchup. Very, very interested to see how that one might shake out, but we will have to see how it goes against Nitrogen next week. Congratulations on the victory. Best of luck in your match next week, and we look forward to seeing what you guys can continue to do.
All right, thank you.
Alrighty, folks, that was Tumble OP, the AD carry for the victorious Ragnarok as a 2-0 over Carbon. Freelance, I want to ask you any fun on that series as we look to close out the broadcast for the day?
Yeah, Ragnarok looked really strong. Going into their series versus Nitrogen, it's going to be really interesting to see how Nitrogen is able to prep having the extra week and being able to watch Ragnarok's games before, and if they're able to come up with a strategy that they can take down Ragnarok here. Also, another interesting storyline is the old bot lane versus the new bot lane for Nitrogen here. Just seeing if there's going to be any memes or anything relating to that is going to be extremely fun.
I would love to see all the memes and all of the plays. We will see Ragnarok facing off against Nitrogen next week, excuse me. And don't forget the other series that we will have next week, Aztec playing against Instinct. A couple of very good matchups there in the quarterfinals as these teams make the push towards the semis. As mentioned there by Tumble, Requiem waiting in those semifinals to see who wins the next series, and someone will have to see if they can challenge the undefeated Requiem. But after that 2-0 victory for Ragnarok over Carbon, that is going to do it for us tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate all of the support, all of you guys coming out to watch us here at twitch.tv/ozone_gaming. Best way for you guys to continue to support us is to just keep on coming out. We'll have plenty of great League of Legends play throughout the rest of this season, so make sure to tune in every Wednesday night. Other ways to support us, hit that follow button, subscribe, consider donating. That link is in the description. If you want to join us in the Ozone Atmosphere Gaming Center Discord, click on that logo down in the description. It'll take you right to that Discord server. You can come and hang out with us, hang out with some of the players in the league, get to know some people and play some fun games over there. One last shout out on the day to our sponsors, League of Mentoring, an awesome coaching server. And they do a lot of great things. So many tools, so many great coaches over there. If you guys are interested in learning some new things, maybe getting some help on your CSing or your roaming, your warding, make sure you head over there, click on the icon in our description to go right to their Discord. Please support them. They have supported us so much here at Ozone Galaxy League. And that's going to do it for us tonight, folks. For myself, Freelance, everybody at the broadcast team, and everybody over at Ozone Gaming, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we will see y'all again next time.